In high-level chess, there is a fundamental difference between an amateur and a grandmaster. When an amateur feels positional tension on the board, multiple pieces threatening one another, complex tactical options overlapping, it triggers psychological discomfort. They want to resolve it immediately. So they trade off the pieces. They clear the board. They collapse the tension to make the position simple again. A grandmaster does the exact opposite. A grandmaster holds the tension. They let the threats linger for 5, 10, 15 moves without resolving them. Because they know that uncomfortable, unresolved space is precisely where strategic power lies. It is where creative breakthroughs are forced into existence. Holding tension is the prerequisite for genius. And it is the exact capacity that modern technology is systematically training us to lose.
At the mathematical core of almost every artificial intelligence model sits a single optimization algorithm: gradient descent. Its logic is mathematically brilliant, yet brutally simple. When an AI model makes a mistake, the algorithm calculates the slope of its error. It looks at the steep terrain of possibilities, finds the direction of steepest descent, and takes a step downward. The entire goal of the machine is to eliminate error, minimize loss, and reach the bottom of the hill as fast as possible. Gradient descent is a machine for collapsing tension. It cannot sit at the top of the hill. It cannot linger in ambiguity. Its mathematical code demands that it finds the path of least resistance and resolve the friction instantly.
For the last 3 years, we have treated generative AI as a tool for efficiency. But tools don't just execute work, they reshape the cognition of the person using them. When you use an AI agent to instantly structure a complex argument, outline a book, or solve a difficult conceptual problem, you are applying gradient descent to your own mind. You feel the friction of not knowing, that uncomfortable creative itch, and instead of sitting in that tension until an original insight forms, you press enter. The machine steps down the slope for you. It hands you the path of least resistance. The output it gives you is rarely wrong. In fact, it is usually articulate, logical, and clean. But it is the average of 1 billion previous downhill steps. Recent cognitive studies are already beginning to confirm what many creators intuitively feel. While AI tools can dramatically increase short-term speed, widespread reliance on unguided model outputs actively causes human creative expression to converge. We generate ideas faster, but our ideas begin to look, sound, and feel identical. Why? Because when thousands of minds outsource their cognitive friction to the same optimization algorithms, everyone lands in the exact same valley floor.
2,400 years ago, humanity faced a remarkably similar moment of technological panic. In Plato's Phaedrus, Socrates recounts a myth about the invention of the written word. The inventor brought writing to the king of Egypt, claiming it would make people wiser and improve their memories. The king disagreed. He warned, "You offer your pupils the appearance of wisdom, not true wisdom. They will read many things without instruction and will seem to know many things when they are, for the most part, ignorant." Socrates' point wasn't that writing was evil. His warning was about the illusion of external fluency. When knowledge is stored outside of your mind, it is easy to mistake access to an idea with understanding the idea. Generative AI takes Socrates' warning to an exponential level. Writing forced us to organize our thoughts. AI organizes the thoughts for us. If you eliminate the friction, you eliminate the synthesis. You get the appearance of thought without the weight of comprehension. To understand the cost of eliminating that friction, we have to look at the opposite extreme. In the mid-18th century, European philosophy was deadlocked in a bitter stalemate between two opposing schools: rationalism, which argued that knowledge comes purely from reason, and empiricism, which argued that knowledge comes purely from sensory experience. Rather than picking a side or publishing a quick, middle-of-the-road essay, Immanuel Kant recognized that both sides possessed half the truth. He sat down to resolve this massive philosophical contradiction. He published virtually nothing for 10 full years, from 1770 to 1781. To the academic world, the prominent professor had seemingly vanished into intellectual paralysis and obscurity. He was holding the tension. He was sitting at the top of the hill, refusing to roll down into an easy answer. After a decade of holding that unresolved tension in his mind, Kant published The Critique of Pure Reason. It revolutionized human thought, synthesized rationalism and empiricism, and became one of the most important works in the history of Western philosophy.
The danger of artificial intelligence is not that it will become conscious and overpower us. The danger is that we will surrender our tolerance for mental resistance. Real breakthroughs, whether in philosophy, science, or art, do not come from rolling downhill. They come from standing on the ridge. They come from the deliberate willingness to hold two contradictory ideas in your head for weeks, feeling the strain, refusing to settle for a quick, comfortable answer. As these tools become faster and more autonomous, the most valuable cognitive skill of the next decade will not be prompt execution or output speed. It will be positional endurance. It will be the rare, disciplined ability to step back from the tension-collapsing machine, sit in the discomfort of an unsolved problem, and refuse to move until you have found a path that only a human mind could carve. Hold the tension.